I've just recently gotten back into Kaguya Sama Love is War, and while I blew through the first couple of seasons a while ago, I never really stopped and appreciated the comedy. Sure, the classic anime exaggerations were humorous, but the more I rewatched this show with fresh eyes, the more I realized that this is truly one of the funnier anime out there. The serendipitous nature of Kaguya Sama rivals Rent-a-Girlfriend, and its deep, psychologically damaging narrative occasionally competes with Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. There are tons of examples of hilarious references or quirky moments that illustrate why this show is a must-watch. So let's go over some points that will convince you to watch it. The first thing is that Kaguya-sama is laugh-out-loud funny. I usually don't laugh when I watch anime, but if Kaguya is on, then it's really difficult not to laugh. There's this one scene where a character named Ishigami, who is a super sad boy with very little passion for life, is saying that he does not care about a relationship at all with anyone ever. And then immediately, Tsubame busts down the door to speak with Kaguya, flustering Ishigami exceedingly hard. The comedic timing of this show is unrivaled, and while there are some cheap moments, Kaguya-sama delivers extremely fast, hard-hitting jests. The second amazing thing about this anime is the romance. Duh! Each tiny interaction builds the relationship between Kaguya and Miyuki, and while it seemingly never ends, the show does take those close calls and brief collisions and puts them together for one big finale. Sometimes the episode seems like filler, but I think watching every single one will grant you a better understanding for season 3 and ultimately benefit you in the long run. That's what makes the show imperfect. The love battles that don't really progress the story. However, there is an endgame in mind when season 3 starts, so it's hard to fault this anime for having just 2 seasons of build-up. The third reason you should watch this show is the psychological analysis. It's actually a very deep show about insecurity, shame, embarrassment, social anxiety, social hierarchy, and much more. Maybe we don't understand this as much in America anymore as we should, but Kaguya is basically a princess. Miyuki should have no chance with her, but he works extremely hard to shine. It's way deeper than your typical princess likes the poor guy with a heart of gold story. There's a back and forth of hesitation based upon their social status, but it does not overtake the story because they are both in high school, which puts them on equal footing when being able to speak to one another. Kaguya-sama also discusses the inner thoughts of each character, which proves to be a perfect representation of teen angst and analysis of their insecurities. It all seems so overblown, but it is exactly how we all felt in high school, in my opinion. We all thought the world would end if we asked someone out on a date, but life just went on and was much bigger than those tiny squabbles. I think that's what draws me towards this show. Aka Akasaka really draws out those inner thoughts of my mind, and he depicts accurate representations of my past as a student in high school. Kaguya-sama Love is War is probably the best romance anime overall, and it makes sense. With expert analysis of characters' thoughts and extremely well-timed comedy, it should be no surprise that it is ranked number 12 overall on MAL, making it the number 1 romance anime.